Hare Krishna, everyone. We'll start with short kirtan to invoke auspiciousness. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. I request everyone to chant together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone can clap the hands because this has the maximum potency. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद, जय शिल प्रभुपाद। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद शिल भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य शिला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। कलयुग पावन हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी। हरि हरि बोल। श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय। पतित पावन गौर निताय की जय। ओम अज्ञान तिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। Everyone, I request everyone to raise your hands and we can all sing together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. मूकं करोति वाचलं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् आजानुलम्बितभुजौ कनकावदताौ सङ्कीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षौ विश्वम्भरौ द्विजवरौ युगधर्मपालौ वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरौ करुणावतारौ. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone to once again our weekly Sangha, and I'm very grateful for all of your association. So let's get started. I was mentioning that before we started recording that we are currently discussing the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So just a quick recap on where we stand. Uh, both parties, the Kauravas and Pandavas, are assembled, and here on Kauravas, they are they have lot of military strength, almost double the military strength as of Pandavas. And on the Pandava side, there is Krishna who is fighting. Am I audible, by the way? Just to make sure. Am I clearly audible? Okay. So the both sides they have assembled, and Kauravas, they are almost double the size of military. But on the Pandava side, there is Krishna. Arjuna, who is a great warrior. Uh, Now, one thing I want to stress, Arjuna is not a sadhu. He is not a sannyasi. He is a grihastha. He is a family person. But he is a great warrior. Okay? He is very skilled at the art of warfare. Very skilled at the fighting war. So what are the competencies that he has? How do we know he is very skilled? Because in the past, when they were in when they were exiled in the forest, at that time he defeated the entire Kauravas single-handedly. Okay, what else did Arjuna do? He defeated Lord Indra. Okay, then whom did he defeat? He defeated Lord Shiva also. So um, now, at that time, Lord Shiva, being very pleased with Arjuna, his his um, his skills of warfare, he bestowed him the weapon Pashupatastra, which is a powerful weapon. So we can understand the position of Arjuna. That Arjuna, now standing in front in the Kurukshetra war, he is confused, he is nervous, he does not know what needs to be done, and he he has he is crying, and his most powerful bow, Gandiva, he has put it there, and he is totally depressed, and he does not know what to do. He's in that state of confused affair. Why I'm saying this is, see, we have to understand one thing. We are in this material world, and in this material world, we also come to a point where we do not know what to do. What is the right thing to do? Okay, see, if it is a choice between good and bad, sometimes it's an easy choice, but sometimes it's a very difficult choice. Like, okay, I mean, what do I do in this situation? Both. Both options are good. Or what do I select among this? Both options are bad. What is the right thing to do in every situation? How do we understand? So Krishna, for this purpose, Arjuna had given 5 reasons. I'm not going to the detail of that, but just to summarize, having having given these 5 reasons of not to fight, Krishna Krishna did not speak a word initially. Why he did not speak a word? Because Arjun was always he was mentioning about what his thoughts are and why he will not be fighting. He did not speak a word till Arjun came back and said, okay, oh Krishna, now I surrender unto you. From now onwards, I am your disciple, okay, and a soul surrendered unto you. Please guide me. There is an important lesson here. Um, Arjun was with Krishna, and he he understood that okay, Krishna is his well-wisher, okay, and still he wants to surrender unto Krishna, and he's telling that okay, now guide me. And what happens? Krishna starts speaking at that point. So and from there on Krishna speaks the Bhagavad Gita. This starts in the second chapter. So in the first chapter Arjuna is all telling about his reasons why he does not want to fight, but in the second chapter Krishna starts speaking, understanding that okay, now Arjun wants to hear. So many times like okay, when it comes to advices, you give free advices, but the person on the other side is not willing to listen anything. So Krishna is setting an example. He's saying, okay, there's no point on giving advices if the person on the other side does not is not willing to take anything. See, many times, like, okay, it could be we could be the one who is giving advice, or we could be the one taking advice. Like, on either side, what happens is there are a lot of there are sometimes whoever is taking advice, okay, whoever is giving advice, that person has to be bona fide. Because we should not take advice from anyone or everyone. Okay. Oh, oh, I'm not doing well. And you go to in India, if you go to the nearby grocery store and you tell them, okay, I'm not doing well, and this guy gives you an advice. Okay, and you if you are taking a health advice from a grocery guy or if from a pan wala, okay, obviously that's not a bona fide thing. So here we talked about what is bona fide. Someone who is coming in the parampara, that is bona fide. One who is coming in the parampara, one who is a devotee of the Lord. Okay. So and so if that if we are getting a bona fide advice, so in this case Krishna is setting the example that okay, we should not give free advices. We should be we should when one is willing to take advices, at that time we should give. And what happens when one is giving advices, there are sometimes doubts that come. Would you all agree, like there are doubts that come sometimes, like okay, oh, should I do this? No one has doubts. Yes, yes. So, yes, so doubts come in our heart. So here, Arjun also has doubts in his heart. Okay, and today we are going to take. So, although we are in the second chapter, I thought that okay, I wanted to address this topic because this is a very important topic, and I thought like it's very relevant for us if we want to progress in the spiritual path. Because um, as much as we want to go in order, but at the same time, it is also important that we capture the essence of things that we are learning on the way. Okay, so we'll go to this particular verse, and I'm sharing my screen so that we can all read this together. Is anyone interested to read? You can raise your hand. Okay, I see no hands. Only Mohan raised his hand. Okay, let me share my screen and then you can all tell me if you're able to see my screen. Okay, is my screen visible? Okay, so then I will ask, okay, Mohan, I'll ask you to read, but firstly, I'll read the verse and then you can read the translation. So the verse is, this is 39th verse of the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, very, very essential verse. श्रद्धावाल्लभते ज्ञानं तत्परः सम्यत् संयतेन्द्रिय ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परम शांतिम अचिरेन्धि गच्छति. What is the translation? Mohan, you want to read?
A faithful man who is dedicated to the transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge, and have achieved it, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll read it again. All the translation and the purports are by our divine or by our beloved founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Abhay Charananda Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. A faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge. It is telling what can a faithful man achieve. Okay, a faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge, who gets this knowledge, okay, and who subdues his senses, okay, who controls his senses, is eligible to achieve such knowledge. Okay, one who is dedicated to this knowledge and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge, and having achieved it, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. Now I want to ask all of you here, okay, is there anyone who is at completely at peace? Okay, let me twist the question other way. I want you to raise your hands, whoever wants to achieve peace, complete peace. Okay, so, right? We all want to achieve, right? So those who are unable to raise digital, you can even unmute and say also, like, okay. So, so that, like, okay, I can understand that, okay, you are also interested in achieving peace. This is the peace formula. Okay, so hear it very, very carefully because this is the essence. So Srila Prabhupada is saying in purport, such knowledge in Krishna consciousness can be achieved by a faithful person who believes firmly in Krishna. So this is it's not like a bookish knowledge, okay, that you read and you get the knowledge. No, this is a transcendental knowledge. It's a divine knowledge. And who gets it? It can be achieved by a faithful person who believes firmly in Krishna. One is called a faithful man. Now, Prabhupada is telling who is called a faithful man. One is called a faithful man who thinks that simply by acting in Krishna consciousness, he can he can attain the highest perfection. One who has this firm faith that, okay, if I am acting in Krishna consciousness, I can attain the highest perfection. That is a faithful man. This faith is attained by discharge of devotional service and by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So how can the faith be achieved? The faith is like, okay, that if I do Krishna, if I am able to, if I am simply acting in Krishna consciousness, then I will get the ultimate perfection. And how can this faith be achieved? This can be achieved by discharge of devotional service, by bhakti seva, and by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay, and what happens as a result of that? This cleanses one's heart of all material dirt. Okay, so our heart becomes completely cleansed. I remember last week when we had the class, we spoke about one thing, that is, we spoke about this thing that, okay, we all take bath, right? Is there anyone amongst us who does not take bath? I I hope not. Like, okay, so um, all of us take bath. Okay, and why do we take bath? We take bath because we want to remain clean. Okay, let's say we don't take bath, then what will happen? So it has been 2 days we have not taken bath, 5 days we have not taken bath, 10 days we have not taken bath, 20 days, 1 month, 2 month, 5 months, 6 months if we have not taken bath. Are people around us, they will be like, okay, oh, this person is stinking. We don't want to be near them. But hello, that is the condition of our heart. You know, just like we cleanse our stomach. See, have you seen people like, okay, whose stomach is not clean? What happens? Slowly gas develops, okay, and all these things that are getting deposited in the stomach. Slowly, what happens? Gas develops. Like, okay, they have so much stomach problems, and so many so many problems. Like, okay, and no one wants to be there because they are having all this bad odor here and there. Okay, right? Why is it happening? Because there is so much contamination deposited. But excuse me, we learned in our second chapter in this Bhagavad Gita, and hear this very carefully. We learned that our real identity is spirit soul. We are all spirit soul. We are part of Krishna. We are not this body. We are all looking for permanent happiness because that is the nature of Krishna. Sat Chit Anand. Sat means eternal, never ending. Chit means full of knowledge. And Anand means always in bliss, super happiness. Bliss is not just happiness, it is like extraordinary happiness. So we have got this quality from Krishna that we always want to be happy. And whatever we are doing, that is ultimately that, okay, we want to become happy. And what is it that is a problem? The problem is that, okay, we are trying to remain happy in our own ways. Okay, having forgotten Krishna. Okay, because our heart has become dirty. We have not cleansed our heart for so many lifetimes, millions and millions of lifetimes. Okay, and when we chant this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, then our heart cleansing starts. Okay, think about it. Okay, if our stomach is not cleansed for a few days, how bad it will be. So think about how much things have been deposited in the heart. So Srila Prabhupada is further saying, over and above this, one should control the senses. A person who is faithful to Krishna and who controls the senses can easily attain perfection in the knowledge of Krishna consciousness without delay. Okay. A person who is faithful to Krishna and who controls the senses can easily attain perfection in the knowledge of Krishna consciousness without delay. Prabhupada is saying. Now let us read the very next verse. We'll quickly read this. We'll not go into the purport, but let us read this. This is 40th verse of the fourth chapter. Agnyascha Agnyascha Shraddhadanascha Samshayatma Vinashyati Nayam Lokosti na Paro Na Sukham Samsayatmanaha. Now we read about like the faithful person. Now we'll read about the opposite thing. But ignorant and faithless person who doubt the revealed scriptures do not attain God consciousness. Okay, those who doubt the revealed scriptures, they do not attain what? God consciousness. They fall down. For so they fall down means like, okay, they are in the fallen condition. For the doubting soul, there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next. Hare Krishna. See, this is a very important statement. Krishna is saying, for the one who is doubting, okay, there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next. So, our topic today that I wanted to choose is, we all want to be happy. There is no one who really choose that, okay, oh no, no, I really want to be sad. Okay. It's been a lot of happiness. I want to stay in the depressed condition. No, no, no. There is no one like that. Okay. Everyone wants to be happy. Whatever we are doing, it is ultimately to become happy. So let us see, okay, how can we analyze this thing? So in these two shlokas from the Bhagavad Gita, what Lord Shri Krishna is describing the very simple method of achieving the peace and happiness. So to cultivate faith, Krishna tells that a faithful man is one who is absorbed in transcendental knowledge. who who is hearing, like, okay, who is hearing this transcendental knowledge, who is absorbing, one who subdues his senses quickly, and who is who is absorbed in the transcendental knowledge, that person attains the supreme spiritual peace. But on the other side, if there is an ignorant and faithless person who doubt the revealed scriptures, they do not attain God consciousness. And if they do not attain the God consciousness, then neither in this world nor in the next, okay, they are always in doubt, and that is why they are not in happiness. Okay, so in this, in the scriptures, this doubt is being compared to a great demon. His name is Madhu. Okay, and this demon Madhu, this demon actually separates us from God, from Krishna. So we have to understand. See, before we solve a problem, we have to know where exactly the problem lies. So, Arjun in Bhagavad Gita, like, when this exchange of words is happening, he's suffering so much. He does not want to kill, and Krishna is telling him, like, okay, Krishna is asking him. He's suffering so much because of one thing only, because of doubt. And we have heard it. For those of you who have read Bhagavad Gita, you will see in Bhagavad Gita that how Arjun's tears are flowing from his eyes. His hairs are standing on his end, and his limbs are trembling, and his face has become very pale, and his mouth has dried up. So that person, we are talking about Arjun, is so powerful, who could conquer the greatest demigods like Indra. He conquered Lord Shiva with his mighty Gandiva blow. He became so weakened due to drought that he dropped that Gandiva bow uncontrollably. And in this condition, he is calling out Krishna as, "Oh Madhusudan." So why is he calling Krishna as Madhusudan? Because this Madhu is a demon. He is an asura. And now I want to tell you about the story of this Madhu. So hear this very, very carefully, because there is lots to learn from here. So this Madhu, he is an asura. He appeared in the beginning of the creation. And at that time, so Lord Brahma was appointed by Krishna, okay, to create this universe. So when he created this universe, when he was in that process, he also had created the Vedas. So in the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, we sing, Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavaye Muyanti Yat Suraya. So Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. So the Vedas were heard through Hridaya. Okay. So through the heart of Brahma. And that sound vibration was stolen by this demon Madhu. So if that sound vibration is stolen, now Madhu has got the capability to create, like, okay, he has got this Vedas knowledge, and this Vedas knowledge is everything actually. So with that, Madhu can misuse that, and he can do anything. So Brahma saw that this is a great calamity, not for himself. Like, he stole from Brahma. So one is like, okay, he was not thinking of himself, but he was thinking that, okay, that for all the others, like, who will be in the universe, for them it will be a calamity situation. So because the Lord has given Brahma, he has revealed to Brahma through this heart to heart transaction. Okay. Tene is Krishna. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaya. He trans he transferred to Brahma this knowledge, and from Brahma's heart, this, as Brahma was uh, sharing, he was um, in the form of sound vibration. Madhu stole it. So Brahma knew that, okay, we have to do something. He knew, he created the earth, he created the heaven, hell, and all the species of life. And but those are just places, like, okay, where person can enjoy, suffer, but basically they'll be in this cycle of repetition of birth and death. We talked about this, that anyone who is born, he has to die. And for one who is born, one who is in this material condition, they have to always go through this suffering. So ultimately, the whole purpose of this material creation is to learn how to purify our consciousness, how to develop love for God, and never have to take birth again in this material world. This is a very, very important point. Because if we don't learn how to develop God consciousness and how to escape from the material world, then our human life is total waste. Okay, then no matter whatever we are doing, we may be doing a job, fantastic job. Okay, we may have a fantastic family, but like in this material world, at one point of time we are happy, then we are sad, happy, sad. It is a sign. It is that sinusoidal curve, like this. Sometimes, like both might be there together. So, but it is always we are having, we are going uh, through this transition. And for this, I want to show you one verse here. Here, um, let me share this. It is because you can relate this. Why I'm sharing this is because the Bhagavad Gita is telling us practically everything about our own situation. And that is why I wanted to show this. Like, okay, this is with reference to Bhagavad Gita. So this is from 8th chapter, 16th verse. आ ब्रह्मा भुवना लोकः पुनर्आवर्तिनो अर्जुन मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते. Krishna is telling this. Krishna, who under whose direction Brahma created. So Krishna is actually the orchestrator of everything. Okay, from the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all the places of misery, all are places of misery. That means for every place is a place of misery wherein repeated birth and death takes place. So till we take birth, we have to go through misery. But Krishna is saying, he is giving us a hope here. One who attains my abode, one who attains Krishna's abode, O son of Kunti, O Arjun, that person never takes birth again. Okay. So if he doesn't take birth again, then what happens? He is in Krishna Lok. He is in Golok Vrindavan. He is always happy. Okay. So this is important thing. Okay. Why I am saying this is because Krishna, we talked about this that okay, one who is intelligent, that person thinks, how can I get out of this cycle? See, if you think about this, you are under a bad boss. Okay. For those who are working, you will be able to correlate this very easily. For those who are working under a very demanding boss, like always troubling, like okay, with all this, you try to satisfy that boss, but if you are ultimately like every day it's a pain and pain and pain, what do? You try to look for a new job. You try to look out for an exit plan from the work. Is anyone able to correlate with this? Okay, thank you for the honest response. So no matter what, like, okay, we are in a situation, a human being is equipped with intelligence to think in our situation that okay, how can I get a better situation? Okay, everyone wants a promotion in job. Why? Because if I have a better promotion, I'll have a better pay, I'll be able to live more comfortably. I will not be in my this current condition. And if someone is really stretched out and financially like, okay, they are trying to work hard, like, okay, so that at least if I get to that level, I'll be able to do this, right? And which is why, like, okay, as a human being, we are endowed with that intelligence to kind of plan. And this is where Krishna is saying that from the highest planet in this material world, and what happens the highest planet, there are greater levels of pleasures down to the lowest level. Okay, they are all places of misery because you have to die at one point of time, and at that time everything is taken away from you. Now we talked about one scenario, like, okay, that if there is a job, if everyone is said that okay, there is a nice job, your salary is $1 million. Okay, this is your and there is absolutely no educational qualification, nothing, no prior skill set, nothing required. How many of you will do this job? No one. Okay, thank you. So 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 if we are given that choice, okay, we'll say okay, I will also join that like job. But then they said, okay, wait a minute, we just want to tell you that okay, what is this there is one terms and condition that is like okay, when you leave this job, like when you go home, like you can actually have all the facilities in this job, like okay, you can bring your family also here, and you can be there. And if you want your extended family to be brought from India, or like okay, from anywhere else in the world, they can also come and they can stay also with you in the office. But the moment you leave work, you leave your office, at that time you have to pay this back. Then you'll be like, who wants this job? What is this? Are you crazy? What will I? You have to give all your salary back to them. So that job will do. No one will do that job because, you are giving $1 million, but when I go out of the work premises, then you will take away everything. I am not interested in that kind of job. But but ladies and gentlemen, my dear devotee friends, I want to tell you that this is our situation, because at the time of death, everything is taken away. Whatever we are working, think about it, like just close your eyes and think whatever you are working after, your family members, your job, your status in the society, your house, your mortgage, your practically your extended relatives, everything, your friend circle, everything will be taken away. And Krishna says that one who liberates himself from the bondage of material attachment and attains Krishna's abode, that person attains eternal peace. So, this material world has been created specifically to give facility for those who have misused their independence and want to enjoy separate from Krishna. They are so this has been created in such a way that they can be given the opportunity to do so. So we are those people who want our independence. Don't we say always like, okay, oh, I want one independent thing. Okay. So we want to enjoy separate from Krishna. That is why this has been created. But think about this. See, the interesting thing is like, okay, how many of us really enjoy staying in a prison? Then you'll be like, "Arey, what, Prabhuji?" Are you telling how many of us enjoy staying in prison? But this prison of material world is so made that no one wants to go out. Everyone is planning on how to live a better life in the prison. No one wants to go out. But the secret is like, okay, till you go out, like you will be under the trap of repeated cycle of birth and death. And till you are in that particular trap, you are unable to be happy. You cannot get that lasting peace. You cannot be under lasting bliss. This is very, very crucial to understand. So ultimately, the greatest gift of Lord Brahma is the Vedas. Okay. So because this knowledge is the key that can liberate us from the cycle of birth and death and bring us to the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna, that is the greatest wealth. And without that knowledge, what happens? We simply live in doubt. And just think about it. What happens if there is doubt? So doubt is like it is compared to darkness. Okay, when there is darkness, right? We feel fearful because see, if there is dark at outside at night, okay, there is complete power shutdown. Okay, now some days like okay, if in the city there is a complete darkness, total power shutdown, I mean, we cannot go in the dark. Like, okay, there'll be fear. Many people are afraid to be out at night because they don't know what is before them, what is behind them, who is around them. It is dark, it is fearful, right? And because of this darkness, they are in this complete state of doubt, where we are going, where we are coming from, like that, right? Like that. So think about it, like, okay, when there are unknown situations which are happening in our life, maybe this is a loss of a job or someone who is going through a health issue. When we don't know, we become fearful of that. Uh, are you able to correlate, like, okay, that we become fearful of situations where there are unknowns? Okay, maybe it could be um, s- anything related to personal situation, anything like any situation of whom we know. And light, what does it mean? Light means to see, to understand what is available. And uh, so Srila Prabhupada used to say that, okay, one definition of Acharya, he would say that, okay, one who knows what is what. So one who knows the truth and one who is in light, that person, through that knowledge, they can create faith. And where there is faith, there is no distress, there is no unhappiness. Think about this. Like, okay, many people go to astrologers, like, okay, when they are going through a bad time. The astrologer says, like, अरे आपका तो शनि का वो चल रहा है, your शनि राशि, your शनि is on. Arey, then tell me, then how long is it on? And they will say, for 4 months you will have to go through this. So you have to just bear this thing, and after that you will have a nice time. Having heard this, you will feel you put faith in that astrologer, okay, and then for 4 months, somehow or other you will tolerate. Now, if the astrologer is a bogus one, then after 4 months, like he will give you, he has already charged you something for a stone or something. Pay 20,000 for this, and 4 months like somehow you can tolerate with this, and you put your faith on that stone. If that guy is genuine, then after 4 months you are in a better state. But otherwise, you again are in that same state. Then you look for another astrologer. Okay, so more in the most terrible apparent circumstance of the life, if we have faith, we can welcome that with a grateful heart. Okay, and we are not talking about any blind faith, but we are talking about faith based on truth. So Lord Brahma created this world which is essentially dark. Everything in this planet is essentially dark. Like, okay, if sun was not there, then there'll be total darkness. Our our bodies simply I mean, think about, like, when the sun goes down, then what do we have? We do not have anything actually. So it is absolutely darkness. That is the nature of this material world. And and Brahma created this, uh, just like a, those architects who create the prison house. He has created, like, okay, this prison house, like, okay, with the objective that, okay, this will be a reformatory place. In US they call the prison house as a reformatory place. So so and what has he given us? Along with that, he has given us the Vedas, by which we can come out of doubt, we can become fearless, and we can understand what is the real purpose of life, what is the real goal. If you look on the other side, like, okay, since we talked about darkness, like, okay, see this asuras, they hate light, they cannot tolerate knowledge. Okay, they asuras are the demons. They love fear and they want to put everyone in fear so that they can control them. So we briefly spoke about Hiranyakashipu in the past. Hiranyakashipu, what was he doing? Out of fear, he was putting that pressure on everyone that, okay, if you don't obey me, you die. I will torture you. So there are so many demoniac leaders even today in the world and throughout the history. They try to control the people out of fear. It could be a leader in the workplace, okay, who are always torturing their subordinates, and they keep them in darkness. They don't want them to hear the truth, because if they hear the truth, then everything is spoiled. Okay, if you go outside and tell, "Arey, this guy is so much troubling me, this my boss is troubling," "Arey, you don't know there is another job, just take the other job." There is another job. He does not want anyone to be troubled. He hear these things. That is why, even through these religious traditions also, whenever you see that, okay, someone is purely sharing the truth, they are persecuted, because people in darkness, they cannot tolerate the light of truth. It spoils their plans for sense gratification, and the leaders hate this the most, because if the truth is understood by the people, then they do not have any power or control. So that being said, we were talking about the demon Madhu. Okay, so we are talking about the Madhu uh, demon. So this Madhu demon, like, he also loved this darkness. He loved the dark places, and so at the beginning of the creation, this Asura tried to understand. Like, okay, he wanted to destroy this facility for the humanity to understand the truth so that he could keep them in fear. So he stole the Vedas. And at that time, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, he incarnated in a very beautiful, magnificent incarnation. And that name of that incarnation is Hayagriv. Okay, he came with the face of a horse and he killed this demon Madhu and he restored the Vedas so that okay, people can again start building the faith. So within the Vedas, like, okay, we find that when God appears, right, when Krishna appears, he appears in so many wonderful ways. We already discussed about Narsinghadev. We discussed about Bali Maharaj. Okay, all obviously we discussed about Krishna. So some of these ways are very difficult for us to comprehend. Like Krishna is coming in half lion and half man just to save one person, Prahlad. So sometimes we become doubtful. Are in my case also will Krishna come? So when we are in that doubt, right, that is the power of Maya. Okay, that is the power that is taking us away from Krishna. Because if we have faith, if we have conviction, then Krishna will come for us. Krishna is bound to come for us. He will come at his time, but he will come for sure. Okay. The scripture is the word of God. By understanding the scripture, like one can be delivered from ignorance. Okay, if one is in ignorance, and and the power of uh, and the power of ignorance is what it is Maya is the power of Maya is to put instill doubt in people. When you doubt what is truth, then you really don't have the determination to maintain that true morality. Maya will give us doubt. Okay, when you doubt what is truth, then what will happen is, see, someone says that okay, chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this is the greatest benediction. Then we'll think, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra in free only we're getting, will it really work? Will it really take me out of the problem? That is Maya's problem. This is giving the doubt is to put the, and what will happen if Maya puts us doubt? Because the doubt has already put right. Okay, I will chant, I will chant. I will read Bhagavad Gita. So, one cannot follow that path. That is why doubt is the worst enemy. And what we find that Krishna is explaining that for the doubting soul, there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next. When we read the scriptures, we found how this wonderful, wonderful pastimes of Lord are there. See, like Srimad Bhagavatam is so much filled with so many pastimes of Lord. It There are so many situations in Srimad Bhagavatam, and when we read it, we understand how great devotees are put into trouble. We can relate with our own situations. There are so many prayers that Srimad Bhagavatam gives that okay, how we can understand like, okay, what did they pray? They were also in such a difficult situation. Parikshit Maharaj, he was given a death sentence in 7 days. He was supposed to death. Now, if we are given a death sentence in 7 days, like okay, in 7 days you will die. Okay, and that too, like it's not like okay, some beggar on the street like pulled some water and said you will die, and we'll be like, "Arey, nothing works in Kali." But let's say we know for sure that okay, this person's words will work. I have been given a death sentence and I have to die because this isn't. We are talking about Dwapar Yuga. Okay, at that time, when he was given this death sentence, he was not like, oh, what do I do? Arey, let me plan that Las Vegas trip man, that was pending, and this I did not do Niagara Falls, and what did I left? Anyway, fear is taking over me, and it was not like that. He's he spent next 7 days hearing about Srimad Bhagavatam, understanding various what did like basically he had complete faith and conviction that okay, I want to take shelter of a sadhu. So there are so many things like I mentioned about that Hayagriva appeared with the head of a horse. How Hayagriva appeared with the head of a horse, all this is there. So we can see that how Maya can be Maya can put this doubt in this. So um, So this asura, like, okay, he was trying to he destroy the creation by stealing the Vedas, and at that time, like, Krishna incarnated as Hayagriva, trying to save the world from this. So if you see, there are so many examples like this. There are doubts, like if I see, in the Old Testament, like, okay, in the Old Testament, like, okay, it is, it's like Moses. He was, um, under the power of God. He parted the Red Sea, and he told that all the children of Israel, um, that, okay, can you walk through it? And they walked through it. Now many people think, Are, is it possible? um, Many of the Jews and Christian, like, okay, they try to give many scientific explanation about this. That, okay, oh, how it became, like, okay, oh, and they give scientific evidence, archaeological evidences that, okay, at that time when he did this, there was a low tide, and that is why he was able to do this, and so many things. Why is it so? Because there is doubt in mind. We are thinking science is greater than God. So what to speak about, like, okay, Krishna? He is manifesting his universal form. In this universal form, he's showing that, okay, all living beings are being devoured by his flaming mouth. He's showing that all the devtas are under him, all the demons are under him. So very soon, like next month, I believe, we'll have the Govardhan Puja. So then Krishna, when he was only 7 years old, he lifted the Govardhan hill with a little finger in his left hand. So many people think, Are, how is this possible? So, but we have to understand, for God, anything is possible. To have faith in this Achintya Shakti, Achintya means inconceivable Shakti, the unlimited nature of God's opulence, that is the beginning of the real spiritual knowledge. If we have that faith, then our spiritual knowledge has begun. So, even in this material world, like many ordinary human beings can do many things which are unimaginable. So, I don't know if you guys know, there was a, um in India, like many people may have heard about PC Sarkar. PC Sarkar is a very fantastic magician. Like, okay, I remember, like, I heard from my spiritual master, um, that there was a, once, when the Britishers were in power, right? India was still under the British rule. At that time, PC Sarkar he was very popular. And once he asked all the royal British families, everyone, that, okay, I will do a magic show. So let us meet at 5 p.m. So so when the or yeah, let us meet at 5 p.m. So when, now, like, the Britishers, they are very punctual. So they were there at 5 o'clock. They were actually there quarter to five, and all the royal families, they were there. So they were waiting. 5 o'clock happened. 5:15 happened. 5:30 is gone, and everyone is started becoming very slowly. They started becoming agitated. Now they are 5:45. They are very angry. It's almost few minutes left for 6 o'clock, and these people are like, they are like, okay, where is this guy? Like, okay, if he comes, like, okay, we will. He does not. He's just really blaspheming us. Like, okay, he's taking so much advantage of this. Let us show him, like, okay, what our power is. We'll get this guy killed now. Now what happened? PC Sarkar walks in. It's they see the time. It's like 5 minutes. It's almost 6 o'clock. So PC Sarkar say, "Welcome here." What welcome? You have, you are so much unpunctual. Okay, you are making a joke of this. What is this? All the Britishers are shouting, screaming there, like, okay, with their throats, like, okay, so much loud voices. And PC Sarkar say, why? What is the problem? Look at the time. It's 6 o'clock. So PC Sarkar say, can you look at it again? So they look at it. It's 5 o'clock. So everyone is surprised. Like, we're just screaming like this. It's just 5 o'clock. So what PC Sarkar did is, he everyone illusion. Think about it for a moment. There were so many people. He could put all of them in illusion. There is also a famous magician, like, okay, in US. His name is, I believe, uh, David Copperfield. He made the Statue of Liberty disappear in front of almost 5,000 people. I mean, forget about disappear. It was not even visible from the helicopters. He created such an illusion. One of the famous magicians. Think, think this, like if a mere mortal, if a mere human being can do such a things, what is impossible for God? If God can empower such a insignificant little man to do things like this, what is it that God cannot do? He is the one who created the brain of this man. So therefore, when we read the scriptures and we read about how Krishna, like when he was little baby on the lap of his mother Yashoda, when that Krishna, when he opened his mouth and showed within this, and when he opened his mouth, Yashoda Maya could see the entire universe, the entire creation in his mouth. Now, like now, if we think that okay, oh, our child could also do that, no, no, they cannot do this. A mere child cannot do that. If we ask any child in our home to do that, we might see saliva. But when you see in Krishna's mouth, you can see the entire creation. Then why should we doubt? Is there anything that God cannot do? There is absolutely nothing that God cannot do. If you could float, I mean, like if Lord Krishna can float all these different planets in an orbit since time immemorial, and they are floating not in a way that they are clashing with each other, dum 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 dum. No, no, no. For billions and billions of years, is it, if no man has done this, right? If Krishna can do this, and Srimad Bhagavatam goes into details about telling this, then think about it. Is it really impossible for him to lift this Govardhan hill with a little finger of the left hand at 7 years age? He could marry 16,108 wives and live all with all of them simultaneously. He could reveal the universal form. I mean, many people say, I'm God. We should ask them, okay, then show your universal form. And 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 don't think that okay, none of us can ever become God. God is always God, and God does not become God. He never forgets that he's God. If he forgets, then forgetfulness will become greater than God. So it's not like that. We are all very infinitesimal small parts of Krishna. It's called Anu, which means we are little portions of Krishna. But Krishna is Vibhu. He's he's the infinite complete whole, the cause of all causes. It is called Sarva Karana Karanam. And Krishna tells this in Bhagavad Gita. Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gnanvan Prapadyate. Does anyone know this verse? This is from Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter. Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gnanvan Mam Prapadyate. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. So, what is Krishna telling? He's telling in this that okay, when you real Krishna is telling that okay, when you really come to the platform of true knowledge, then you will understand that I am only the cause of all causes. And when you know this, naturally out of your love, you will agree, you will aspire to surrender to me. And that is the real goal of life. But but you know what? The greatest, most vicious enemy from us meeting this goal, what is that? That is doubt. So, because of this reason, Arjun is addressing Krishna as Madhusudan. Because Madhu was the person that tried to keep everyone in the darkness of doubt. Okay. Arjun is saying that, okay, that same demon is causing me doubt in my own heart and is causing me too much pain and bewilderment. Like I'm getting confused. Please, Krishna, please kill Madhu. Oh, Madhu Sudan. Sudan means kill. Madhu means the demon. So kill the demon of doubt within my heart. And how did Krishna kill the demon of doubt within Arjuna's heart? That is, he used the most powerful of all weapons. And what is that? Sound vibration. Through transcendental, through divine sound of this Bhagavad Gita. Through this divine sound, even the mountains of doubt, fear, illusion, lust, anger, greed, all of this can be dispelled. The word of God, Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is Bhagavat is standing for Bhagwan, God. And Gita means song. The song of God, the word of God is the most powerful thing in all existence. So Arjun heard this Gita from Krishna, and what happens as a result of that? When this transcendental sound vibration, they completely enlightened him and brought him to the purified platform of the absolute truth. Okay, so when he knew this knowledge, he got charged up, he got ready to fight. So this sound vibration, they enlightened him from within. At the very end, Krishna asks Arjuna, so Arjun, now what is your position? Arjun says, he says in Bhagavad Gita that now all my doubts are dispelled. Now I am convinced. Now I am enlightened. Now I am ready to fight. I am ready to do anything that you say. I am your surrendered servant. So think about it, like, okay. Many times we are in situation that okay, we don't know what to do. We are in doubt. What do we need to take shelter of? Krishna is giving. See, Arjun is an instrument. Okay, he's think about this. Krishna says, "Sarva dharma parityaja mam ekam sharanam raja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashami mahasucha." He's saying, abandon all types of duties, all types of religion, just surrender unto me. But how did he bring Arjun to the platform of surrender? Through the sound vibration. So Maharaj Parikshit, we were talking about Maharaj Parikshit, is he in the Srimad Bhagavatam, how is he enlightened? Through the sound vibration. Again, where is it coming from? It is coming from the lips of Srila Sukdev Goswami. I'm just muting everyone just so that there is no background noise. So it is coming from the lips of Shukdev Goswami. So we understand here that okay, when we hear from great souls, that is a medicine that heals us from the disease of doubt and illusion. How will I survive? Okay, what will my job is not there? Okay, what do I do? They are troubling me, this, that. All the doubts, all illusion will be dispelled. Someone will be troubled for green card. Okay, that but green card is not everything. If we take shelter of Krishna, in every situation we'll have complete we'll be in complete peace. And how can we get shelter of Krishna? By taking shelter of a bona fide devotee of Krishna. It is said in our scriptures, sadhu sanga sarva shastra koy, lava matra sadhu sanga sarva siddhi hoy. By associating with sadhus, the doors to liberation are opened. Doors to liberation means mukti. Like, okay, all we become, we are caged in this world. See, think about it. If a bird is caged in a prison, how much anxiety that bird will be. But if the bird is free, then in that case, that that bird is no longer in trouble. It is said in our scripture, Mahatsvevam dwaram ahur vimuktes tamo dwaram yoshitam sangi sangam. It is said through this, it is in Srimad Bhagavatam, this is a very beautiful verse, that by associating with great souls and hearing from them, the doors to liberation are opened. But when we associate, when we hear from those persons who are too much attached to the illusions and all the different type of illusions of this world, the doors to deeper and deeper ignorance in life are opened wide. So if which what that means is, we should take association of devotees. We should not take association of like other general karmis. Otherwise, they are always will be like, okay, oh, if you see, like, okay, many people are hearing news, but what kind of news are we hearing? Like, okay, it is all like, okay, here this has happened, that has happened. It is not going to give us any inspiration. But when we read the words of Bhagavad Gita, when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, there is so much nectar in there. It will give us so much strength. Okay, and when we hear from bona fide speakers, it gives us so much faith. Like, okay, in every moment, like, okay, in whatever we are trying to do. So now think about it. What will happen? Like, okay, one question may come like, okay, what will happen with these sounds like, okay, with this transcendental sound like, okay, what power does it have? So you see like, okay, in the history there are so many revolutions that has taken place. um, and how do they take place? Through the power of sound vibration. So my spiritual master says that in the 1960s there was this whole young generation hippies. They were on a mass scale, they were revolting against the established society, they were trying to do so many things. And how was that brought about? They were brought about by music. The musicians were singing about revolution, some were singing about higher consciousness, some were singing about this anti-war. So, and through this propaganda, like everyone's heart was getting tuned to that. So that is the power of a mundane sound. Okay, it's just a general sound. Then we all know about Hitler. How did Hitler become the power of Germany? So he would speak, and his speaking had so much powerful propaganda that the sound vibration turned everyone towards him. Then he engaged many people in doing such dangerous things that they regretted for the rest of their lives. So this is also another mundane sound vibration. Now think about it. How powerful is spiritual sound? So the Vedas call it as Shabda Brahma. So s- this these sound vibrations are the sound of God Himself. So there are two forms of Vedas. It is called Shruti and Smriti. Shruti means to hear. So so Krishna, um, even like um, Krishna, like, okay, when he saw that Arjun was in this terrible, humble, Arjun was definitely humble, but he was anxious to hear the truth. That time, when uh, till he got to that stage, right? Initially, he was giving his own reasons. That time, Krishna did not say anything. And I was mentioning earlier that okay, when someone opens our heart, okay, their heart to us, like, okay, that time we can share with them that okay, this is a nice thing that they can apply in their life. Okay, they can chant the holy name, they can read the Bhagavad Gita, they can participate in this kind of classes. And it is not about my class or someone else's class like that, but those who are trying to give the essence of what is coming from Bhagavad Gita, what Srila Prabhupada gave us. So it is given in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam that how Krishna creates this entire creation on the basis of sound vibration. So Srila Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur, he taught that on the basis of the great revealed scriptures, he is saying there is no more, there is nothing more effective and powerful means of destroying the demons of doubt within our heart than chanting of the holy name. So basically, by chanting of the holy name, all the demons of doubts within our heart will get cleansed. And and also and how can that come? We need the association of devotees. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. When we get the association of devotees, then we can chant, then we can hear these, then we are able to, then we have developed a desire to apply this in our life. And and basically, when in the spiritual world, the sound is non-different from uh, f- from the actual word itself. So when we say Krishna, we are in the divine presence of Krishna. When we read the Bhagavad Gita, we are factually sitting in the chariot next to Arjun when Krishna is speaking. If we hear in that mood, then we get the greatest of that. So Bhagavad Gita is not some historical doctrine, like, okay, that is to be taught in college. That is not the way of how we should be approaching Bhagavad Gita. But Bhagavad Gita is, um, it is, we have to sit in the lotus feet of Arjuna. Just visualize ourselves. Okay, Krishna is revealing Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna is questioning, and we are sitting at the lotus footsteps of Arjuna. That is, in that way we can take that humble position. So if we really want to hear the sound, we have to put ourselves next to Arjuna, listening to Krishna. And that is true also, because factually it is the Paramatma in our heart speaking through the scriptures directly and personally through the sound vibration. That way we can understand. And um, when we chant in this way, when we hear in this way, that will remove the doubts in our heart. Through the process of submissively hearing sound vibration and chanting it, one will attain a fearless state. Fearless, okay, free from darkness, free from doubt, free from all that confusions of should I accept this, should I reject that. Okay, all these things will go away. And this is the state that Maharaj Parikshit attained. This is the process that each of us can attain. See, the heart by its nature is full of faith and love. But what happens in the heart? There is a cloud, dark cloud of this contaminated material condition, which we have gathered through millions of lifetimes. And by this transcendental sound vibration, what will happen is all our anarthas will be removed, and these unwanted things will be removed, and then the core of it will come out. So when we chant the holy names, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, that is called Mahamantra. So this is the greatest powerful weapon. It is the incarnation of Lord within the sound. It is especially recommended in this age of Kali. And when we chant this holy name attentively, and through attentively hearing and teach the teachings of the Lord, what will happen is that is what is required to ultimately purify our hearts and minds and bring us to that highest position beyond the liberation of spiritual love. Hare Krishna. So, with that, I will end it here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Gauranga Kuthi Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. And I want to ask if anyone has any questions or comments.